It's a stretch bake. We're gonna make Danishes. Is it really a stretch bake? No, I wouldn't say so, but it's something new. I've made laminated pastries before, so it's not like I'm unfamiliar with the concept of making a butter block and folding the dough, but I've never made Danishes. I'm seeing a lot of my family on Sunday, and I figured I would give them a treat, and so here we are. Good morning. Okay, our dough has gotten huge overnight, so yeah, today we're gonna roll it out and shape it. This makes, I'm gonna say 3 rounds. They tell us to divide it in thirds and then shape, each third into 8 Danishes. So that's what we're gonna do. So, wow. Yeah, it rose, and then the plastic kind of didn't cover that part, so we'll see. So that part's like a little bit dry. And then there's a clear seam here where you can see like the butter separated from the dough. So I'm gonna go ahead and separate it out just to see how much it weighs total. I'm gonna take off a third. Okay, so 3.6. So we have like 1 pound and 2 ounces. I don't know, just eyeball it here. Just like a sneak peek of that lamination there. Okay. Oh, it looks fantastic. The layers look great. Alright. So, we're going to lightly flour our surface. And then the online recipe didn't have a good example for the shapes, so we're using the book. And the book has kind of a little walkthrough for how to do the shapes, so we might as well try all of them, right? See how it goes. And they're going to proof for an hour or 2, and then we will fill them and bake them. And so it wants it to be rolled out to an 8.5 by 16.5 rectangle. So that's what we're going to do, just kind of beating it until it's malleable. Let's put a little bit of flour on it. It's a little soft there. You can see like the little edge up there, the dryness. Not sure if that's like butter or just dry dough. Okay, so I'm going to flip this. Just going to spread the flour around, get a little bit more flour. Go this way. I just don't want the dough to stick when we lose some layers, so that's what I'm trying to avoid. Okay, 8 by 16. Put some more flour down. Pretty good enough. Check it. Okay, so it's definitely bigger than 8. And longer than 16. So we're actually going to cut this down to size. And I'm just going to use a pizza cutter. You definitely don't have to cut it down to size. We're just going to make the extras, like the scraps, into this side's a little bit thicker, so we'll cut this side off because it looks like it's bigger. Sorry, we'll make the scraps into just little baby Danishes that aren't shaped as perfectly. It's a fun check for the lamination. Alright, so this isn't a great one. I want to get a matte. I just haven't yet. Very precise. Alright, so that's our 16, and we'll make our 8. And we'll just do 1 to 9. That's not perfect. I'm trying to think about basically the way to cut this the least amount. But it's hard because I don't know exactly. Dorian gets out a laser level for her pastries. I would say you definitely don't have to do all this, but you can. In the recipe that's going to be linked in the description, she actually just like makes little balls and then just presses them down to fill them because she found that to be easier. So yeah, do you. Okay, so here's what we have. I'm just really excited to shape them, honestly. Cool, so we have our square. 8. Oh, well, I guess it's an 8 by 16 and a half. We have just 8 by 16. All that measuring for that. That's okay. So then we're going to do 4 or 8 4-inch squares. So obviously we're going to divide it in half. Gotta love how it's not long enough to reach. Okay, and we're going to divide it in half again. I'll just do the same way. Hopefully I'm not completely just like blocking all these shots, man. Sorry, pay that much attention. And then yeah, divide it in half. Again. Okay. Cool. So I can see looking at them, they're not all perfect. That is perfectly okay. Alright, so the first one is round. Okay, so you just take each corner and you put it in the middle, pinch it down. Okay, so that's a round one. And then there's a pinwheel, so you cut a little slit in the top of each corner. I was going to say that you can definitely use a pastry cutter, you know, if you're cool like that. I'm not cool like that yet, so this pizza cutter, pizza wheel. Okay. And then it looks like you take this corner, put it here. Is that what's happening? It looks so complicated, but that's not. That's complicated. Messes up. Okay. So that's a pinwheel. Beautiful. I'm just like really trying to make sure that's sealed in there. And then there's a bear claw, but it looks like it's filling in it. I want to make all the shapes, but I want to put the filling in after it proofs. So maybe we'll just skip the bear claws. Okay, so the next one is a diamond. So you take it, fold it over, and then you cut. Like, do you cut in a straight line or do you cut in an angle? You cut in a straight line. Oh, I don't like this already. This one probably would be easier with a knife. Okay, let's cut through. And then, this seems so complicated. What do we do? Oh, we take this down. Okay, and then we take this up. Okay, so that's the diamond. Okay, cool. So we'll just repeat these three shapes. So round. Like, did that go in too far? Perfectionist. Okay, and then the pinwheel. So each corner. Oh, that's a terrible angle. Oh. Okay, that's so bad. And then, what was it? Like this? I think this is my favorite because it looks fancy, but it's really not that fancy. Wow, that little angle makes such a difference. Okay, and then the diamond's definitely the most difficult. You have to fold it and then unfold it, and your square really has to be perfectly square. This square is not perfectly square. I'm just going to use this square. I'm just going to leave it where it is, too. Okay. I'm going to get a knife. Okay, I just think this will be a little bit easier. Oh, I guess we'll see, huh? I think it's an easier. This is just a harder cut to make because you have to cut through both levels of dough. Just over here butchering that. Okay. Unfold. I'm getting lost here, so this corner. Yeah, pizza roll worked better than this. Okay. This corner goes over. This corner goes this way. I can feel that my dough is starting to get warm. It's less resistant to change. Okay, I'll make this one round. It's harder when they're not perfectly square. I'm sure it doesn't matter, and when they proof they're going to get all puffy and they might all look terrible. When they proof, we don't even know. So why are we stressed about it? And then a pinwheel, because that's definitely my favorite. No, the last angle. Okay. Oh no, buddy, stay away from your pinball friend. Okay. Alrighty. Beautiful. So, now, we need to put these on our parchment lined baking sheet. Now I don't know how much they're going to rise. I'm going to spatula. I don't know how much they're going to rise, so I'm going to give them a decent amount of space. I don't know if this is better or not. Okay. So precious. I'm like, I hope my baking sheet is big enough. Start with the easy ones. You could definitely like shape these, cut them into squares, and then put them on the parchment paper. Because then you don't have to move them. Just gonna move the pinwheels last. Build up my confidence first. Yeah, I don't know how big they'll get. It says still puffy, and feel marshmallow-like. So, get mine to the pinwheel. I have to be a little closer. And so the tape says how far apart they should be, which is not. Okay. Basically, if they run into each other, then they will bake into each other. And then, we'll have to separate them. Beautiful. Alright. This one's so ugly. It's going to be like the prettiest one after it bakes. Okay. Alright. Oh boy. Oh, we don't like that. This one. Alright, so we're going to cover these. These are going to sit out at room temperature. Stay tightly? No. So, yeah, like, if you have a better method for that, let me know. Alright, so I'm going to let these rise. I'm going to shape the other ones, and then I will check in with you when it's time to make our fillings and bake. Okay, so the Danishes look like they're rising pretty well, so we're going to go ahead and make the cheese filling. I also have a passion fruit curd that I made earlier this week that I'm going to fill them with, and then I have a raspberry jam, but we have to make the cheese filling. So this recipe is on the same recipe as the Danishes. And we do half a package of cream cheese, half a cup of ricotta or cottage cheese, some granulated sugar, and then 1 egg and a 1/4 teaspoon of table salt. And then we have another egg for when we do our egg wash before they go in the oven. So let's go ahead and make the dip. And so we're really just mixing all this together. And then it suggests putting it in a food processor to make it smooth. So I figured I would mix it first in the bowl and then put it into my baby food processor. And then we'll be ready to fill, egg wash, and bake the Danishes. So I'm not too worried about getting everything exact here, since this is just a filling. It's kind of funny though, because I can't really taste it because it has a raw egg in it. I picked ricotta over cottage cheese because I don't have ricotta very often, and it's delicious. So I'm going to do, this is also really solid. 2/4 cups or 1/2 cup. Okay. And our egg. calls for 3 tablespoons of sugar. One, 2, 3, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay. I'm just going to whisk this. And it does say that the dairy should be room temperature, probably so that it's just easier to mix. But I figured since it's going in the food processor, I wasn't too worried. Okay, and I did want to say that I did turn on my oven. The oven goes on 400. Pro tip, if it's cold in your kitchen like mine always is, then turning on the oven will help things proof better, because it warms up the kitchen. I don't ever know how this stuff goes together. There are little... There we go. Okay. Alright. So, pretty much mixed, just a little lumpy, so we're just going to smooth it out. Have our Danishes. We actually have some butter that started to come out of this one here, and I think it's just a little bit too warm, so it was really close to the oven. Oh, yes, they're very soft. So, I'm going to use a little bit of water. So I don't stick to the dough, and just push down the middle, because we want to make space for the filling. I would say that these rose really well. I wasn't sure, what exactly to look for. These ones I'm not as worried about because they're already kind of down there. I'm sure the weight of the filling will help keep it low too. Alright, that's so big. Okay. So I might as well start with the cheese. I suggest a tablespoon. I guess we can pull, I don't know if we can pull it out. It'll be fine. So I'm not too worried about making it exact. I just want to, I'm going to put that in there. Oh, that's so much. Oh, it looks beautiful. We'll do the 2 diamonds as cheese. Put it down, push it down with a spoon a little bit. Okay, this is definitely going to make a mess. I have a hard time imagining that it won't. And then we have our passion fruit curd, which is probably the best thing I've ever made in my life. Like, I wouldn't really drink this. It's just the same as like a lemon curd, it's just passion fruit instead. Yeah, it's like, oh. Little passion fruit pinwheels, huh? So what we're learning is the diamond definitely holds the most filling without it spilling all over the place. And then this is just a red raspberry jam. The curd is probably way too soft, which is why it's running all over. So maybe we'll put the curd with the diamonds next time. Alright, so there's our filling. I think that looks pretty good. And then the egg wash is just an egg and water. And taking over here. 1 tablespoon. I've done plenty of egg washes without water, but that's what it asks for, so. pastry brush and just delicately do all the exposed parts of the pastry. All of the curd's just everywhere. Try not to get the fillings onto the brush so that they don't end up in the egg. It's interesting how the butter spilled out of just one of the Danishes. So you can of course make your own jams. This recipe actually didn't provide a recipe for jam. I know I could have found one, but I figured I already had some jam, so I was not worried about making my own. More just worried about the pastry. Yeah, so if you have a jam recipe that you like, feel free to try that. I'm sure in the near future we'll be making jam for something. So when that time comes, then I will have a jam recipe to contribute. I've made jams before, but I don't, nothing special. Not like this passion fruit curd. I'll link that in the description as well. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and put these in the oven. And one recipe says 15 to 18 minutes, one recipe says 18 to 22. So we will do 15. Smell it, see how it's going. And then while that's doing that, we are also going to go ahead and make our glaze. So we're going to use powdered sugar, milk, and a little bit of salt. And it says 170 grams, but I don't feel like getting another bowl for my, I guess I can just put this. So we're going to go ahead and put this on our scale. Okay. And this also doesn't have to be super exact because we're going for a consistency here, not anything else other than that. Not me forgetting to move the camera. Okay, my bad. Forgot to move the camera, but here's our 172 grams. And then we will go ahead and just start with 2 tablespoons of milk. Obviously I can take it off the scale now. And our pinch of salt. And we're just going to whisk that together. And it's going to turn into a paste before it turns into a liquid. Okay, so there's 2 schools of thought here. If you put it on the Danish warm, it's going to spread, which makes this a good consistency, but I do want the Danishes to cool before I ice them. So I'm going to put in like just a teeny bit more milk. So like, I don't know, what was that, a quarter teaspoon maybe? Definitely could use a smaller container for this. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. We'll probably just use the edge of a spoon to drizzle that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fill the other Danishes, give them their egg wash, and then kind of do just an assembly line to get all these things baked. And then I will check in with you once they're done and once they're cool. Okay, I don't even think I can fully articulate how good these smell. Let's see what they look like. Oh, they look so good! I would say that they're done. Just based on the color. Wow! Look at that glamour shot. Okay, the curd is like a joke. I'm just going to go ahead and swing in my next one. Already filled in egg wash these. And then we're going to do 12 minutes just because there's less on the tray. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Can you see how beautiful they look? Are you getting a full experience? I mean, we'll do a glamour shot afterwards, of course, but oh, so excited. Beautiful. All right. Okay, I wasn't even gonna record this part, but they're so light. Like, I didn't think that picking it up would be so delicate. I'm so excited to try these. Look at them, they're so pretty, so precious. Yeah, the passion fruit, probably not. Like, they're so airy. I'm so excited. Oh gosh. I'm gonna inhale these. Alright. I'm just gonna, this isn't the official testing, but since I've never made it before. Trying to see how done they are. This is delicious. I think they're gonna bake a little bit longer. This feels like a warm hug. The cheese is good. I feel like I could dip it in the cheese, but the cheese isn't cooked. Okay. Breathe. So we have a variety here now. I'm gonna try a raspberry one since I tried a cheese one before, and I'm gonna eat obviously not the cutest one. The jam smells amazing. I'll be honest, I don't know if I've had Danishes before. This is delicious. Nice and flaky. I don't know if I can get a good shot of the lamination. Buttery. The jam's good. Sweet but not too sweet. Yes, I'm gonna leave you here. Thank you so much for watching. If you made the Danishes, please let me know. Send me your pictures, tell me how it went for you, all the things. If you have any questions, let me know as well. Please subscribe and like, those things are huge. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Go ahead, it's recording.